Hello everyone, and thank you for clicking on another one of my videos. I am Screen Scene Guru, coming at you with a full movie and documentary review. This is of course for the M. Night Shyamalan movie Signs, released in 2002. I recently rewatched the film. It's one of my favorites of his, and I recently got into the bonus features as well that are on the Blu-ray disc for those of you that like to still collect physical media. They go into a little bit of the special features. I'm not sure how well you can see those, but reading them off, we've got deleted scenes, as well as the making of signs, looking for signs, building signs. Um, we've also got effects of signs, um, casting the voice and the music of signs, which is really fantastic. Full circle, and then the storyboards. So really cool stuff. The bonus features, which I had never seen before. Big deep dive into M. Night Shyamalan's film. So going into it, we got to see how he stepped into the project right around September 11th, which was a very emotional time, of course, for the country. A lot of projects were consecutively shooting at the time, like Smallville for the CW. Just another one I grew up watching, but interesting to find that out. I did not know that. To begin with, it took them 2 years to film the movie. Um, I wrote a little bit of information down. Also, just looking from the box disc, this was a Touchstone Pictures production, and I believe this was the biggest grossed film for Touchstone Pictures at the time, in 2002. It beat records, um, but it had a budget of 72 million, which was quite high for the early 2000s. But it made 408 million dollars, so quite a big increase in the value of the cost of expense towards the gain, like what we're seeing now in the markets of the huge expenses that they're giving and they're not getting as much gain back. I thought that was very interesting. Um, Looking at Rotten Tomatoes currently, it still holds a 76%, which I think is really fair for M. Night Shyamalan. He has a lot of supernatural, if not thriller type films in his catalog. Looking at a little bit of information right now, it catalogs it as a thriller sci-fi. So yeah, I'd say a lot of his stuff falls under that genre. Um, but going on, we know of course is starring Mel Gibson and Joaquin Phoenix. We get to see a lot of their behind-the-scenes commentary in these deleted scenes. Make sure you guys are following me on Instagram and on Threads to be catching those content blooper reels and videos for all the extra stuff. Um, so like I said, we got to see a whole lot more with M. Night Shyamalan. I liked diving into these videos, so go on and check those out. Moving on from there, I've got a little bit of movie news I'd like to discuss, new topics and information on things. Starting off with Marvel Studios, discussing that they're in talks with the John Wick director, Chad Stahelski. He's currently working on, supposedly he's going to help work with the director of Ballerina, which is coming out later on this year with Anna de Armas, and that's also going to be starring with John Wick, Keanu Reeves. But we also know Chad Stahelski is working on John Wick 5, as well as apparently Mr. Nobody 2, for those of you that have watched that film. Um, Going on, like I said, Marvel Studios is talking to the Blade, or Marvel's talking to the John Wick director to work on Blade with Mahershala Ali. We're apparently still working on that film. He's going to be working on a script and then hopefully directing as well. So really involved in crafting the Blade character, hopefully in the style of John Wick, which a lot of us are hoping will be good. Maybe before John Wick 5 we might get Blade, but I wouldn't be uh, betting on it. Moving on from there, we've got, let's see, A little bit more news. We've got Jon Favreau is working on a Mickey Mouse universe, supposedly. This is breaking from Chris's C3 channel. So if you guys are following Chris, make sure to like and subscribe on his channel for weekly updates. But recently, in the last couple of days, it has broken on news articles on Deadline and others that Jon Favreau, a well-trusted source at Disney, is being issued in a new head of responsibilities by giving the head IP character Mickey Mouse, being given that he is supposed to create new content for the character, get him used to a modern audience, which I thought was a really cool job for him, given that he is already doing Star Wars content. He's worked in other projects like Jungle Book and Lion King, so they trust him a lot to do this. Apparently they're going to work on Epic Mickey, which a lot of people are really excited about, the painting universe coming from the games. And then eventually they're going to work their way up to, I believe, Kingdom Hearts as well. So really interesting stuff there going on with the Mickey Mouse universe. Let me see, is there anything else? Oswald also. So they're also working on, a lot of people probably don't remember, but this is early Disney in the 1950s, early 60s. Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, which was an original character made by Walt Disney, but then it wasn't as well popular as the mouse, of course, being a rabbit, and he eventually lost the rights to the character. He had to sell it off. Fascinating story, and then he got close with the artist that made, of course, Mickey, and made it his IP. But we were getting an Oswald documentary, perhaps, or original film about the Lucky Rabbit, and eventually Mickey and Oswald will team up for a solo project, perhaps, in this Mickey universe. Very interesting to see that they're going to do all these different projects inspired on the Mickey character, given that it's already well established for children. Now they're trying to get it to the older audience. So that's interesting. They're confirming new castings for Five Nights at Freddy's, with certain people returning, like, of course, Matthew Lillard, we knew would be returning for the sequels. But now we've got the introduction of Skeet Ulrich from the original Scream film, returning as Henry Emily, the creator of the animatronics. So very fascinating. They're going to go into the different locations of the pizzerias in the lore of how these animatronics were made. So very fascinating there. There is an update on Quiet Place 3, Part 3. No official release date has been announced, but just that they're working on it with Emily Blunt and the two children actors and actresses. So moving on from there, we have heard a lot of Avengers rumors given the past 2 days. The Russo brothers have come forward with their announcement of their Netflix movie Electric State, which I have heard is not doing terribly well, but I have not seen it myself, so I haven't done a review yet. But the Russo brothers have come forward to announce that the teaser test art that was leaked a few weeks ago was in fact fake. So interesting to hear that it took them so long to announce the confirmation of that being fake news. But they did report that, and we are hearing that scripts for Spider-Man 4 are getting close to being done. We're not hearing what the storyboard is for the scripts yet. Of course, we are hearing about, we've got, I believe, Sydney Sink, or not Sydney Sink, I'm going to have to look up her name real quick. Hold on. Pull up Spider-Man 4 casting. We've got, okay, yeah, Sadie Sink. Okay, yeah, casted as supposedly Mary Jane for this new trilogy, this college trilogy, which a lot of people are giving their opinions on. I think it's a cool concept. A lot of people said she could be Jean Grey as well from the X-Men. I think that's a very interesting tale. Um, we have heard that there's going to be a Young Avengers series coming down the line. We don't know when that's happening. I don't think it should be a Disney Plus show per se. I think that it should be a major film, but I don't know how they make that work, given that Thunderbolts looks like it's a spin-off of Avengers, but not in such a high echelon of quality, more of like a Suicide Squad. So interesting story there. And then, of course, people are looking for someone to reboot the Bond franchise, of course. This comes to our last story here on the channel tonight. A lot of people are saying Martin Campbell, who has rebooted the Bond franchise twice before. He has done, I believe, the Pierce Brosnan franchise. He rebooted that, and then he rebooted with the Daniel Craig franchise. So the two most modern Bonds. He helped do the first movies of both of those, which they were pretty good. But a lot of people are asking if he'll come back to Amazon to issue in a new TV series or maybe an original film of some sort. But they have not yet announced a casting on our new James Bond or what a new project has to come of light. We're still waiting to hear back from, of course, Amazon. But that'll do it for our news week. Make sure you guys are liking the videos and commenting down below. What are your thoughts on the channel? Make sure you're subscribed to my Instagram and Threads for content dropping daily for all the things I've been getting into. Thanks for clicking on the video, and come back next time, guys, because this channel's blowing up. Alright, bye-bye. Have a good one. Alright.